What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of the Chameleons and their 1983 album Script of the Bridge. Thank you as always to Stuart for sharing this and a lot of other music and helping me when I can't find things, so yes, you are greatly appreciated. The next tune is Thursday's Child, which is on one level very specific. In another sense, if this is a phrase that has some sort of idiom to it, I'm not familiar with it. And I suppose it might have worked if I reacted to this tomorrow, but I had it in mind that I was going to do a Chameleons Adventures double, just because Stuart has shared both of those groups and I've kind of been doing them in tandem. In any case, yeah, I don't quite know what to make of the title. Like, the idea that someone is the child of a certain day, I feel like there must be some specific meaning there, but again, if this is some like cultural concept or some common expression, I'm not familiar with it, so I can't really do much with it. But there is a bit of a poetry to it, I'll say that. So let's see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is the Chameleons. The song is Thursday's Child, and it's from their 1983 album, Script of the Bridge.
I slowly grow older.
Yeah, as I slowly grow older, though, it feels like the pace is accelerating in recent times. But okay, so I'll start lyrically. Definitely there is this sense of the passage of time, not only because he's referring to himself as having grown older, but he was saying in the beginning, we're like stuck in the past, and already suggesting like a disconnect between like mental focus or perception relative to real time. And so yes, I don't know, what was it, like the something like the him before would have known, and so maybe there is less certainty or less of a sense of, knowing exactly where you are or why you are doing what you're doing. So maybe, and again, that could actually be a sign of maturity in the sense that, like, when you're young, you think you have everything all figured out and you know exactly what you want to do. And time passes and things seem more complicated and it's not always obvious what the best choice is. And indeed, you often have to choose between imperfect options. And again, as you get older, you're aware that either mentally, physically, both, or like psycho-emotionally, you're carrying baggage that you didn't notice you were carrying when you were younger, and that might affect your stamina or your willingness to engage or be part of something. So these are all like very general comments, and I don't really know what's happening here on a more specific level, but definitely we're talking about a span of time, a disconnect between the past and the now, and a perception on the part of the narrator of his change specifically relative to the him from before. So almost like, it's another person that existed before, and the him now, the circumstances, the conditions, the perceptions, they seem to have changed. So I look forward to any insights people will have, but I really do enjoy his voice. He just has this, like haunting may be a strong word, but there's a bit of this like mysterious drama to his voice, so I very much enjoy it. And yet at the same time, it kind of has this like workman-like quality, kind of like, a Joe Strummer in The Clash, or like, some of the punk bands I listen to. Like it's more sonorous than Dick Lucas of the Subhumans. And in fact, there's another Subhumans reference that I was thinking as I was listening to this. But yes, like Dick has a very like down-to-earth kind of voice, and it feels like it's very, common man. Now, again, the voice here is more melodically sonorous, but he still has this, like, a bit mysterious and yet very, like, everyman kind of voice, if that makes sense. So, I don't know if anyone else hears that. It could just be my weird subjective ears and brain. But yeah, the guitar work, that kind of, like, plucked, I don't know if it was, like, harmonic playing or something, but that just sort of, like, constant, like, rhythmic and melodic playing of the guitar. There are some Subhuman songs which have something like that in them, so like halfway through I was thinking about that similarity. But yes, ultimately I did also notice that kind of cycling drum rhythm with those notable like double tom hits. It's like the toms in this one stood out. I always notice the snare, whether it's a loud snapping snare or a more like, thumping kind of forceful snare, or like that kind of wooden side of the snare sound. But here it was actually the toms that were standing out to me. And overall, the song had a bit of this, like, not otherworldly, that might be too strong, but it did feel like I was in headspace and less so in kind of a, industrial or, like, heavier, more concrete type of environment. So, yeah, again, these are all subjective impressions, but that's what this is about, right? And I look forward to hearing what people might have to say, or, have a different take on it. But yeah, it felt like the song was a bit like I'm up in someone's mind with them as they think about things, and given what I drew from the lyrics, however correct that may be, that may have been part of why I heard the tune that way. But another really compelling tune, and I'm very much enjoying this album, and it does seem like there's a lot of folks who are saying, their larger catalog is great, not just this album. So, in any case, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.